Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fluent English Journey. I'm really happy and excited that you are here with us today. Thank you for taking the time to join this conversation. I truly believe today's topic will be interesting, relatable, and meaningful for everyone listening. Have you ever thought about the hours that come after school ends? Those hours are very special, aren't they? Almost everyone in the world experiences them, but no two people experience them in the same way. If you're a student, you might be sitting in class right now, waiting for the final bell and thinking about what you will do after school. If you are an adult, you might remember your own after-school days and how they helped shape the person you are today. No matter who you are, this topic connects with all of us. Today, we are talking about something that sounds very simple at first, but is actually quite deep and personal: what I do after school. This is not just about making a list of activities or talking about how we pass time. We are going to explore why we choose certain activities. We will talk about how culture, family, and society influence our after-school lives. We will also look at the balance between school pressure and real enjoyment, and how different people around the world use this time in very different ways. Whether you are here to improve your English, to get ideas for your own after-school routine, or just because you're curious, I'm sure you will find something useful and interesting today. So, let's begin this journey together. When we talk about after-school hours, we are really talking about those precious moments between leaving the classroom and going to bed at night. For millions of people around the world, this time means different things. For some people, after school is a time to relax. It is a break from homework, exams, and classroom pressure. They might watch TV, listen to music, play games, or simply rest. For others, after-school time is just as busy as school itself. Their schedules are full of extra classes, tutoring, practice sessions, or family responsibilities. And for many people, it is a mix of both, some freedom and some responsibility, changing from day to day. The important thing to understand is this: there is no single correct way to spend after-school time. Every choice reflects personal values, family expectations, culture, and opportunities. Let me give you a clear picture. Imagine it's a normal Tuesday afternoon somewhere in the world. In Japan, a student may go straight to a cram school called Juku. There, they study for hours to prepare for important exams. Their after-school time is very structured and serious, and it is seen as an investment in their future. At the same time, a teenager in Denmark might go to a youth center. They meet friends, talk, do creative activities, and relax without academic pressure. The focus is more on happiness and social connection. In Brazil, a young person might go to a football field near their home. They play with friends until sunset, enjoying physical activity, teamwork, and fun. In India, a student might help in a family business, learning real-life skills and supporting their family. In the United States, some students rush to sports practice or after-school clubs. Others go home to do homework and relax. In rural areas of many countries, young people may spend their after-school hours doing household chores, working on farms, or taking care of family members. Interestingly, the idea of after-school time is quite modern. For most of human history, children finished school and immediately began working or helping their families. There was no special free time to choose hobbies or activities. The Industrial Revolution and compulsory education systems changed this. As societies became wealthier and child labor laws were introduced, young people gained more freedom over how they spent their time after school. Even today, this idea continues to change. In many developed and wealthy communities, there is often pressure to use after-school hours productively. Students are encouraged to learn music, join sports teams, study extra subjects, volunteer, and maintain high academic performance. These activities are meant to build skills and prepare for the future, but they can also create stress. So when we talk about after-school life, We are really talking about balance between learning and resting, pressure and joy, responsibility and freedom. And that is what makes this topic so powerful and so personal. Parents usually want the best for their children. They want to give them every possible advantage in life. Many parents believe that exposing children to different activities and experiences will help them grow into confident, skilled, and well-rounded adults. This desire comes from a good place. It is based on love, care, and a strong hope for their children's future success. However, this good intention can sometimes create a lot of pressure. Some students find themselves rushing from one activity to another every single day. After school, they may have music lessons, sports practice, tutoring, or extra classes. As a result, they have very little free time. They may not have enough chances to relax, to rest, or to simply be teenagers. They may not have time to sit with friends without a plan, explore their own interests slowly, or enjoy quiet moments alone. In other situations, especially in less wealthy communities or in cultures with different values, after-school time looks very different. For many young people, this time is not about enrichment activities, but about helping the family survive. Some students work part-time jobs to support their household. Others take care of younger brothers and sisters while there. Parents are working. Many help with cooking, cleaning, farming, or other daily responsibilities. These experiences are not less important or less valuable. In fact, they often teach very powerful life lessons. Young people in these situations learn responsibility at an early age. They develop resilience, patience, empathy, and strong practical skills. These are lessons that no classroom or organized program can fully teach. There is also an important generational difference to think about. Today's young people, often called Generation Z or digital natives, have grown up with smartphones, social media, and constant internet access. For many of them, after-school time is closely connected to the online world. They may create videos, chat with friends on different platforms, watch educational content, join online communities, or play video games with people from different countries. These activities often look very different from what their parents did after school. Because of this, parents and children sometimes disagree about what is a good or useful way to spend time. There can be misunderstanding between generations about what actually helps young people learn, grow, and feel happy. Psychological research on after-school activities gives us many useful insights. Studies show that structured after-school activities can improve academic performance, reduce behavior problems, and increase social connections. Students who play sports often enjoy better physical health and emotional strength. Those involved in arts programs tend to show more creativity and stronger interest in learning. Team activities help young people learn cooperation, leadership, and communication. Volunteer work builds empathy and a sense of responsibility toward society. Reading clubs help improve vocabulary, imagination, and critical thinking skills. These benefits are well known and supported by research. However, researchers have also identified a problem called overscheduling. This happens when students are involved in too many activities at the same time. Instead of feeling motivated and happy, they may feel tired, anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed. When there is no time to rest or relax, growth can turn into exhaustion. This is why finding balance is so important. Another very important part of after-school life is friendship and social development. For many young people, the hours after school are the best time to connect with friends. Away from teachers, exams, and classroom pressure, they can be more relaxed and open. This is often when real friendships grow stronger. Whether students are walking home together, sitting at someone's house, visiting a cafe, or joining an activity they enjoy together, these shared moments create memories that last a lifetime. For students who feel shy, anxious, or uncomfortable at school, after-school time can feel safer and more meaningful than the school day itself. For others, friendships are the main reason they enjoy school at all, and after-school time simply continues those relationships. Either way, the social side of after-school activities is extremely important and should never be ignored. Now let's look at some popular after-school activities and why young people choose them. Sports are one of the most common choices around the world. Football, basketball, swimming, martial arts, gymnastics, running, and many other sports attract millions of young people. The reasons are different for everyone. Some students are competitive and dream of becoming professional athletes. Others simply enjoy moving their bodies and feeling strong and energetic. Many love being part of a team, building friendships, and feeling a sense of belonging. Sports also teach valuable life lessons. They teach discipline, regular practice, patience, and how to handle failure. They help young people learn how to win with humility and lose with grace. For some students, sports are not just an activity. They are a passion and a major source of confidence and happiness. Music and the arts are another very important group of after-school activities. Many young people learn to play musical instruments, take singing lessons, join school bands or orchestras, or become part of a choir. Others take dance classes or explore visual arts such as painting, drawing, sculpture, or photography. The benefits of music and arts education are well known. Taking part in creative activities helps improve thinking skills and brain development. It also helps young people express their emotions in healthy ways. Sometimes feelings are difficult to explain with words, and art or music becomes a powerful way to communicate them. Many students say that music and art feel therapeutic. These activities help them relax, reduce stress, and connect with something meaningful beyond daily school life. Some young people dream of becoming musicians, artists, dancers, or designers. Others have no plan to make a career in the arts, but still enjoy the creative process deeply. Even without professional goals, these activities bring happiness, confidence, and a sense of purpose. Another major category of after-school activities is academic enrichment. This is especially common in cultures where education and exam success are highly valued. Academic activities may include private tutoring, exam preparation courses, extra language classes, debate clubs, science clubs, robotics teams, math competitions, or other intellectual programs. Students join these activities for different reasons. Some feel strong pressure from their families to perform well in school and worry about falling behind. Others are naturally curious and enjoy learning more about subjects that interest them. Some students have clear career goals and know that strong academic results are necessary to achieve them. However, academic competition can be intense. For some students, these after-school academic activities feel almost as demanding as school itself, leaving little time to rest or relax. Volunteer work and community service are also important after-school activities, although fewer students participate in them compared to sports or academics. Young people may volunteer at hospitals, animal shelters, food banks, or environmental cleanup projects. They might tutor younger children, help elderly people, or work with nonprofit and community organizations. Volunteering teaches young people about social responsibility and helps them understand different life situations. It builds empathy, confidence, and emotional maturity. Many schools encourage or even require community service, and many students discover that volunteering becomes their favorite activity because it feels meaningful and connected to their personal values. Of course, we should not forget the simpler things. For many young people, after-school life is quite simple. They may go home and spend time with their family, help with household chores, or just relax together. Homework, honestly, takes up a large part of after-school time for most students. They may also watch television or movies, read books or comics, play video games, listen to music, or simply rest. Many spend time with friends, hanging out without any plan or schedule, just enjoying each other's company. Others enjoy hobbies like collecting items, building models, cooking, gardening, or exploring personal interests. These activities may seem ordinary, but they're extremely important. They allow young people to rest after a long school day. They create space for real connection without pressure or competition. They give students the freedom to explore interests that are truly their own, not chosen because of grades, resumes, or expectations. Very often, this is where creativity grows and where young people begin to understand who they really are. Finding the right balance is one of the biggest challenges for students, parents, and educators. How much time should be spent on studying? How much on sports and physical activity? How much on creative arts? How much on friends? And how much time should be left for simple rest? Different cultures answer these questions in different ways. In some East Asian countries, academic success and exam preparation are the main focus. In many Scandinavian countries, free play, social development, and mental well-being are prioritized. In Mediterranean cultures, family time is often very important. In the United States, there is often an emphasis on building a strong resume by trying many different activities. Even within the same culture, every family is different. Each family must decide what works best based on their values, resources, children's interests, and personal situations. One issue that has become especially important in recent years is screen time and digital activities. Technology now plays a major role in how young people spend their after-school hours, and this topic deserves careful attention and balance. Many young people today spend a large part of their after-school time using phones, computers, and other digital devices. They may scroll through social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, or Snapchat. Some watch YouTube videos or stream movies and shows. Others play online games, sometimes with friends they know in real life, and sometimes with people from different parts of the world. Many students also use this time to complete online homework, attend virtual classes, or learn new skills through the internet. Some young people even create their own content, such as videos, music, art, or social media posts. This way of spending after-school time is very different from how previous generations lived. In the past, young people spent much more time outdoors, talking face-to-face, or playing physical games. Today, digital life plays a central role. Because of this change, opinions about screen time are divided. Some people worry that too much screen use can be harmful. They believe it may lead to less physical activity, poor sleep habits, mental health problems, and fewer real-life social interactions. These concerns are important and should be taken seriously. On the other hand, many people point out that digital activities can also be positive. They can be creative, educational, and socially connecting. Young people learn digital skills that are essential for modern careers. They can express themselves, learn independently, and build communities around shared interests. The truth is that digital activities are not automatically bad. Like most things in life, balance is the key. Screens should not completely replace physical movement, rest, creativity, and face-to-face relationships. Another important issue is the economic side of after-school activities, which is often overlooked. Many popular activities cost money. Music lessons, sports programs, tutoring, camps, equipment, and transportation can be very expensive. Over time, these costs add up. Because of this, young people from wealthier families usually have access to many more opportunities. They can join sports teams, take music lessons, attend special classes, and participate in camps. These experiences help them build skills, confidence, and social connections. Meanwhile, young people from poorer families may not have these options. This creates inequality. Some schools and communities try to solve this problem by offering free or low-cost after-school programs, but access is very different from place to place. Many young people from less wealthy backgrounds spend their after-school time working or helping at home. They do this not because they want to, but because they need to support their families. While some students are building resumes through organized activities, others are learning responsibility through real-life necessity. Cultural expectations also play a strong role. In some communities, certain after-school activities are seen as normal or even expected. For example, most students may play a specific sport, learn an instrument, or attend extra classes. Young people who do not join these activities may feel left out, even if they are happy with how they spend their time. At the same time, some young people feel pressure to do activities they do not enjoy, simply because their family or culture expects it. These activities may not match their interests or strengths, but they feel forced to continue. Learning how to handle these social and cultural pressures is an important part of growing up. After-school time also represents a change in freedom and independence. During school hours, adults make most decisions. Teachers tell students where to go and what to do. After school, especially for teenagers, there is often more choice. Younger children may go to supervised programs or be picked up by parents. Older teenagers, however, often decide where they go, who they meet, and how they spend their time. This freedom is an important step toward adulthood. It helps young people learn independence and self-control. But freedom also brings responsibility. Not every after-school choice is safe or positive. Young people are still learning how to make good decisions, understand risks, and think about long-term consequences. This is why guidance, trust, and open communication are so important. After-school time is not just free time, it is a powerful space where young people learn who they are, what they value, and how they want to live. Parents and guardians face an important challenge when it comes to after-school life. They need to find the right balance between giving young people enough freedom and providing the supervision and guidance they still need. Young people want independence, but they also benefit from support, advice, and clear boundaries. Finding this balance is not easy, and it looks different for every family. Seasons and weather also have a strong influence on after-school activities. In places with cold winters, snow, or heavy rain, outdoor activities become harder. During these times, after-school life often moves indoors, with activities like reading, music practice, games, or screen-based entertainment. In places with warm weather and long sunny days, young people may spend much more time outside, playing sports, meeting friends, or simply enjoying nature. School holidays and seasonal breaks also change after-school life in a big way. During the school year, students usually have only 2 or 3 hours after school on weekdays. This time often feels short and carefully planned. During summer vacations or long school breaks, young people suddenly have many more free hours. This extra time can be exciting, but it can also be challenging. Families may need to create new routines, find activities, or provide structure so that young people stay active and engaged. The rhythm of school schedules and seasons creates a natural pattern in after-school life that changes throughout the year. Another important issue is the pressure many young people feel about how they use their after-school time. In some families and communities, there is a clear message that every minute must be productive. Young people may feel that resting is lazy, boredom is bad, and they must always be improving themselves or preparing for the future. This constant pressure can be tiring and unhealthy. Young people need time to rest, to play, and even to be bored sometimes. Doing nothing for a while allows creativity and imagination to grow. Some of the most valuable learning happens during free, unstructured time, not during organized lessons or programs. Young people need space to explore their own interests, discover what they truly enjoy, and develop their own values instead of always following plans made by adults. This kind of freedom is essential for healthy emotional and personal development. Family plays a major role in shaping after-school life. For some young people, family involvement is very strong. They may help in family businesses, take care of household duties, spend time with relatives, or follow schedules created by parents. For others, family involvement is lighter, and they have more independence to decide how they spend their time. Both situations have strengths and challenges. Family involvement can provide guidance, support, and strong values, but it can sometimes feel too controlling or limiting. Independence helps young people build confidence and self-direction, but without guidance, it can also lead to poor decisions. Each family must find a balance that works for their situation and their child's needs. Schools also strongly influence after-school activities. Many schools encourage students to join certain programs or offer activities on campus. These may include school sports teams, music bands, orchestras, clubs, and student organizations. These programs create ready-made opportunities and structures for after-school life. For some students, school-based activities are perfect. They are convenient, familiar, and allow students to stay with school friends. Other students prefer activities outside of school. They see after-school time as a chance to escape the school environment and explore something completely different. Both choices are valid and healthy. After-school life also changes as young people grow older. For elementary school students, after-school time is usually closely supervised by parents or caregivers. Activities often focus on play, safety, and basic skill development. As students enter middle school, they usually gain more freedom. Their activities become more specialized and based on personal interests. By high school, many teenagers have significant control over their after-school time. However, this freedom often comes with increased pressure. They may feel they need to use their time wisely to prepare for college, future careers, or financial independence through part-time work. These changes are a normal and important part of growing up. Homework is another major part of after-school life and deserves special attention. For many students, homework takes up a large amount of time, sometimes several hours each day. The amount of homework depends on the school, subject, teacher, and grade level. Some educators believe that too much homework creates stress and leaves little time for rest, family, and other activities. Others argue that homework helps reinforce learning and teaches responsibility. Students experience homework very differently. Some manage it quickly and still have free time. Others find it stressful and overwhelming. Some receive help from parents or tutors, while others must work on their own. Homework strongly shapes how after-school time feels for most students. Social media has also become a major part of after-school life and deserves special attention. Today's young people live in a world of constant connection. They message friends, post photos, share videos, like and comment on content, and stay socially active online throughout their after-school hours and often beyond. Even when they are not physically together, young people remain socially connected. This allows friendships to continue in ways that past generations could not imagine. While this constant connection has benefits, it also changes how young people experience time, relationships, and rest. Understanding this digital social world is essential to understanding modern after-school life. However, modern after-school life also brings new pressures and challenges. One major issue is the performance culture of social media. Many young people feel the need to carefully design and present a perfect version of their lives online. They share highlights, achievements, and happy moments while hiding struggles and difficulties. This constant comparison with others can harm self-esteem and create stress, anxiety, and feelings of not being good enough. Cyberbullying is another serious concern. Hurtful comments, online harassment, and social exclusion can follow young people even after they leave school. Screen time can also feel addictive. Many young people find it difficult to control how much time they spend online. Because of this, the benefits and risks of social media during after-school hours are complex and important to understand. At the same time, technology has greatly expanded what young people can do after school. Today, students can take online classes in almost any subject. They can learn skills through YouTube tutorials, join online communities that share their interests, and collaborate with people from around the world. They can participate in online competitions, creative projects, and learning programs that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. For a young person with an internet connection, the opportunities for learning and growth are enormous. This is exciting and full of potential. However, it also requires strong judgment. Young people must learn how to recognize reliable sources, avoid misinformation, and make wise choices about how they use digital content. There is also the issue of the digital divide. Not everyone has access to fast internet, modern devices, or a quiet place to study online. This means that digital learning opportunities are not equally available to all young people, which creates another form of inequality. Part-time work is another important after-school activity, especially for older teenagers. Many young people work in shops, restaurants, childcare, tutoring, or other jobs during weekdays or weekends. Some work because they need money for personal expenses, education, or to help their families. Others want work experience and practical skills. Many enjoy the independence and confidence that come from earning their own money. Working teaches valuable lessons about responsibility, time management, communication, and professional behavior. Young people also learn how to manage money and understand its value. However, work can also be stressful. Long work hours can take time away from studying, resting, and social life. Some young people struggle to balance school, work, and other commitments. For some teenagers, working is a necessity, not a choice. This highlights another inequality. While some young people can focus fully on school and activities, others must work to support themselves or their families. When after-school time is used thoughtfully, it can offer many benefits. Young people who join structured activities develop specific skills in sports, music, academics, or creative fields. Beyond these skills, they also develop important life skills, often called soft skills. These include teamwork, communication, problem-solving, creativity, leadership, and resilience. They build friendships and social connections. They discover interests and passions that may guide future careers. They experience success, which builds confidence and self-esteem. They learn about themselves, what they enjoy, what they are good at, and what challenges them. They develop purpose and meaning in their lives. Physical activities support health, and many activities improve mental well-being. Managing different commitments also teaches time management. These benefits are real and powerful. But there are also downsides that should not be ignored. Overscheduling is a major problem. When young people are involved in too many activities, they may feel constantly rushed and exhausted. They may have little time to rest, reflect, or simply enjoy being young. Homework may become stressful or rushed. Family time may disappear. Free time to explore personal interests or relax may be lost. Pressure to succeed in after-school activities can also create anxiety and perfectionism. The cost of activities can cause financial stress for families and create inequality for young people from lower-income backgrounds. Sports and physical activities carry the risk of injury. Some young people feel they do not fit into the activities available to them. Others struggle with group dynamics or social pressure. Because of this, choosing the right activities and finding balance is a serious challenge for families. Decisions should focus on each young person's well-being, interests, and healthy development, not only on achievement. After-school experiences vary widely around the world. In some European countries, after-school time is often unstructured and freedom is valued. In many Asian countries, after-school hours are highly structured and focused on academic success. In some African regions, young people spend after-school time helping with household or agricultural work. In parts of Latin America, outdoor activities and extended family time are emphasized. Indigenous cultures around the world have their own traditions for how young people spend time after formal education. There is no single correct approach. This global diversity reflects different values, resources, traditions, and priorities. Looking toward the future, after-school life will likely continue to change. Remote and hybrid learning may blur the line between school time and free time. Climate change may affect outdoor activities. Economic shifts may influence what families can afford and what jobs are available. Technology will continue to create new ways to learn, connect, and grow. Mental health and well-being are likely to remain central concerns. Discussions about balancing academic success with emotional health, teaching practical life skills, and ensuring equal access to opportunities will continue to shape how after-school time is understood and used. In the end, after-school time is not just about filling hours. It is about growth, balance, choice, and becoming a healthy, confident, and capable person. One final and very important idea to remember is that what we do after school is deeply personal. While it is interesting to talk about general patterns and common expectations, in the end, every young person must discover what works best for them. Some young people feel energized and motivated by a busy schedule filled with activities. Others feel happiest and healthiest when they have time to relax and focus on their own interests. For some, spending time with family is the most important part of the day. For others, being with friends matters the most. Some are driven by academic success or athletic achievement. Others find joy in creativity, movement, or artistic expression. Some feel fulfilled by helping their community through work or volunteering. Others need quiet time for rest, thinking, and reflection. There is no single correct way to spend after-school time. The best approach is the one that supports a young person's well-being, helps them develop their strengths, respects their interests, and fits their family's values. To understand this better, let's look at a few real-life examples that show how different after-school experiences can be. First, consider Maria, a 15-year-old girl living in Mexico City. After school ends at 3 p.m., she takes a bus to her mother's restaurant. There, she helps prepare food and serve customers until about 7 o'clock in the evening. When she gets home, she spends around 2 hours doing homework. After that, she tries to spend some quiet time with her family before going to bed. On weekends, when her schedule is lighter, Maria sometimes meets friends or takes part in a youth theater program that she loves. Her after-school life includes work responsibility, family support, schoolwork, and creative expression. She is learning many valuable skills, but she also sometimes feels tired because of how full her days are. Now let's look at James, a 17-year-old from Toronto. His routine is very different. He is a member of his school's soccer team and practices 5 days a week for 2 hours each day. Because he takes advanced classes, he also spends about an hour each day on homework. Once a week, he volunteers at a local animal shelter. When he has free time, James relaxes by playing video games, spending time with friends, and using social media. His parents are supportive and can afford to pay for sports equipment and transportation. James is gaining athletic skills, academic success, volunteer experience, and strong friendships. However, he sometimes wonders if he is truly enjoying these activities or simply doing them to build an impressive college application. Now consider Amara, a 14-year-old girl living in Lagos, Nigeria. Her after-school time is mostly unstructured. She walks home from school, helps her mother with household chores, and takes care of her younger siblings. Later, she does her homework and spends time with friends in her neighborhood. On weekends, Amara attends church activities and spends time with extended family. She does not take part in organized sports or special programs, partly because of cost and partly because these activities are less common where she lives. Still, she is developing independence, responsibility, social skills, and a strong sense of family and community. She is also learning practical life skills that will help her as an adult. These examples show that after-school life can look very different, yet still be meaningful and valuable. After-school time also plays an important role in mental health and well-being. Many young people today experience high levels of stress and anxiety. After-school activities can either help reduce this stress or make it worse. For some young people, after-school activities are a safe and happy place where they feel confident, supported, and accepted. For others, the pressure to perform well outside of school becomes another source of stress, added to academic pressure, social expectations, and family demands. Because of this, it is important to create after-school experiences that truly support well-being. This means asking important questions. Are the activities enjoyable? Is there enough rest and free time? Are friendships healthy and meaningful? Does the young person feel they have some control over their choices? Sleep is another critical issue connected to after-school time. Teenagers generally need 8 to 10 hours of sleep each night for healthy brain and body development. When after-school activities run late, followed by homework and other responsibilities, many young people do not get enough sleep. Coming home late in the evening, eating dinner, finishing homework, and still going to bed on time can be very difficult. Lack of sleep can affect academic performance, emotional control, physical health, and overall happiness. This is another reason why balance and thoughtful planning are so important. Finally, let's consider young people who are serious athletes. For them, after-school time is often filled with practice, training, games, competitions, and recovery. Many truly love their sport and feel most alive when they are playing. Team spirit, competition, physical movement, and belonging to a group can be deeply rewarding. However, young athletes also face special challenges. There is always a risk of injury. There is pressure to perform well. There is also the time commitment, which may limit opportunities to explore other interests or build friendships outside of sports. Once again, balance is essential. In the end, after-school time is not about doing more, it is about doing what truly supports growth, happiness, and health. When young people are given the space, support, and freedom to find what works for them, after-school time can become one of the most meaningful parts of their lives. Sometimes, young athletes feel pressure from coaches or parents, and this pressure can become unhealthy. Adults may focus too much on winning, performance, or future success instead of enjoyment. There is also an important reality to accept. For most young people, even those who are talented at sports, a professional athletic career will not happen. Because of this, it is very important to help young athletes build a healthy relationship with their sport. They should play mainly because they enjoy it, not because they want praise, approval, or future rewards. Sports should support confidence, health, and happiness, not create fear, stress, or burnout. A similar situation exists for young people involved in music and the arts. After school, their time may include lessons, rehearsals, regular practice, and performances. Learning an instrument or improving artistic skills takes dedication and consistent effort. Many young musicians practice for an hour or more every day, in addition to formal lessons and group rehearsals. This kind of commitment requires real time and energy, and it is not easy. However, for many young people, it is also deeply enjoyable. Music becomes a way to express emotions, communicate without words, connect with others, and feel a sense of meaning. The discipline learned through music, such as focus, patience, and persistence, often helps in other areas of life as well. Still, it is important that young people choose music or art because they truly want to, not because of parental pressure or unrealistic expectations of perfection. Music and the arts should bring joy and fulfillment, even though they naturally involve hard work. Now, let's look more closely at the role of socioeconomic status or family income. Wealth plays a major role in shaping after-school opportunities. Young people from wealthy families often have access to private music teachers, expensive sports programs, test preparation tutors, summer camps, and many clubs or organizations. In contrast, young people from less wealthy families may only have access to free or low-cost school activities, if those exist at all. In some cases, they may not have any organized after-school programs. Instead, they may spend time helping at home, working part-time jobs, or playing informally with friends. These differences create real inequalities in the experiences and skills young people are able to develop. Many communities and governments are trying to address this gap by supporting free or affordable after-school programs. Schools and nonprofit organizations that provide quality programs at low or no cost play a very important role. Parents and guardians also strongly influence after-school life. They decide what activities their children can access, how structured their time is, which values are emphasized, and how much pressure is placed on achievement. Some parents are very involved. They drive their children to activities, help with homework, attend performances, and provide encouragement. Other parents are less involved, either because of work schedules, financial constraints, or personal choices. Some parents encourage their children to try many activities and explore different interests. Others push their children towards specific paths they believe are important. Some carefully manage schedules to maintain balance, while others allow children to join everything they find interesting. Different parenting styles lead to different outcomes. What works best depends on the child and the family. However, research generally shows that children benefit most when parents are supportive but not controlling, when young people have some freedom to choose activities, and when overall well-being is valued more than achievement alone. After-school experiences also change as children grow. In elementary school, after-school time is usually supervised, and activities are chosen by parents or schools. In middle school, young people begin to have more say, and the number of available activities often increases. By high school, many students manage their own schedules and make most of their own choices. However, high school often brings more pressure, as after-school time becomes closely connected to college preparation and future success. This pressure can motivate some students, but overwhelm others. Helping young people move through these transitions while keeping a healthy perspective is a continuing challenge for parents and educators. It is also important to talk about young people who struggle to fit into typical after-school activities. Some are introverts who find group settings exhausting. Some have learning disabilities, ADHD, anxiety, or social challenges. Others have physical disabilities that limit certain activities. Some dislike competition or performance pressure. Others simply have interests that are not commonly offered in their schools or communities. For these young people, adults should work to find or create activities that truly suit them. This may include small groups, online communities, individual projects, or non-traditional activities. Sometimes, it simply means accepting that their after-school time looks different and that this difference is completely okay. Young people's interests also change over time, and this is natural. A student may love soccer for years and then lose interest. They may move from reading to skateboarding or from music to something else entirely. This exploration is a healthy part of growing up. Adults sometimes pressure young people to continue activities they no longer enjoy, believing that quitting shows weakness. While learning perseverance is important, it is also valuable to allow young people to explore, reflect, and change direction as they learn more about themselves. Finding balance between commitment and flexibility is key. Finally, cultural expectations about gender and activities deserve attention. In many cultures, boys and girls are still encouraged toward different types of activities. Girls may be pushed toward arts or academics, while boys are encouraged toward sports or technical subjects. These expectations can limit young people's freedom to explore their real interests and talents. All young people, regardless of gender, should be encouraged to try a wide range of activities based on curiosity and passion, not stereotypes. In the end, after-school time should help young people grow into healthy, confident, and fulfilled individuals. When choice, balance, and genuine interest are respected, after-school experiences can become a powerful part of personal development. Now, let's think about what happens during school breaks and summer vacations. During the school year, after-school time is usually limited. Most students only have a few free hours on weekdays. But during summer vacation and longer school breaks, young people suddenly have many more hours to fill each day. Different families choose different options for this time. Some parents send their children to summer camps, where young people take part in structured activities like sports, arts, outdoor adventures, and group games. These camps often help children stay active, make friends, and learn new skills. Some young people attend summer school or academic enrichment programs. These programs may help students improve their grades, prepare for exams, or explore subjects they are interested in. Others take summer jobs, earning money and gaining real-life work experience. Some join summer sports leagues, training programs, or special intensive courses in music, dance, or other skills. At the same time, many young people enjoy a more relaxed summer. They spend time playing with friends, reading, exploring their neighborhood, spending time online, or simply resting. This unstructured time can also be valuable, allowing young people to relax, recharge, and follow their own interests. Summer experiences can be very important. They give young people extended time to develop skills, discover passions, build friendships, and sometimes gain valuable work experience. However, the quality of summer experiences often depends on family resources. Families who can afford camps, lessons, travel, and enrichment programs are able to provide very different opportunities than families whose children must work, help at home, or stay home without structured activities. This creates unequal experiences and opportunities during long school breaks. Another important idea is that after-school activities often create communities and identities. When a young person joins a sports team, music group, club, or organization, they become part of a community. They share interests, inside jokes, goals, and experiences. This sense of belonging is very important for emotional health and well-being. For some young people, their after-school community feels more supportive than their school classes. These groups can help them feel confident, accepted, and capable. Being part of something larger than themselves gives meaning and motivation. However, not all communities are positive. Sometimes groups can become exclusive, competitive, or unhealthy. Cliques, favoritism, or pressure can create negative experiences. That is why it is important for after-school communities to be welcoming, supportive, and inclusive rather than toxic or judgmental. Technology has also changed after-school experiences in powerful ways. New tools like online learning platforms, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and digital collaboration tools are opening new possibilities. Young people can now take online classes with teachers from different countries. They can practice skills using virtual simulations. They can work on creative or academic projects with peers from around the world. These technologies are exciting, especially for young people who live in areas with limited local resources. Online opportunities can help reduce geographic barriers and expand access to learning. At the same time, technology raises important questions. Is online learning as effective as learning in person? Can online friendships provide the same emotional connection as face-to-face relationships? What happens when young people spend too much time on screens? And what about those who do not have reliable internet or devices? This digital divide means that not everyone benefits equally from technological opportunities. These questions are still being discussed and studied by educators, parents, and communities. Another group to consider is young carers. Some young people have major responsibilities after school, such as caring for younger siblings, elderly family members, or relatives with disabilities. For them, after-school time is not about choice or leisure, it is about necessity. Caring for others helps young people develop maturity, responsibility, and life skills. However, it also means they have less time for social activities, hobbies, or rest. This creates another form of inequality. Some young people have complete freedom after school, while others carry heavy responsibilities. Communities can help support young carers through services like respite care, counseling, or youth programs that give them time and space for their own growth and well-being. Mental health also plays a major role in after-school experiences. Some young people experience social anxiety, making group activities stressful. Others struggle with depression, which can reduce motivation and energy. Some deal with trauma, phobias, or intense perfectionism that makes performance-based activities overwhelming. Supporting young people with mental health challenges is essential. Sometimes this means adjusting activities to reduce pressure. Sometimes it means finding alternative options that feel safer and more comfortable. In some cases, professional mental health support is needed to help young people participate in meaningful ways. Finally, after-school time also helps prepare young people for adult life. Many activities teach practical skills like teamwork, communication, leadership, problem-solving, responsibility, and time management. These skills are valuable not only in future careers, but also in everyday life. When after-school experiences are balanced, supportive, and flexible, they can help young people grow into confident, capable, and emotionally healthy adults. After-school activities can teach many important life skills. Some activities teach teamwork and problem-solving, which are useful in many areas of life. Others teach work ethic and discipline, showing young people how to keep trying even when things are hard. Some activities help young people handle failure and disappointment in a healthy way. Others teach community values, how to work with others, support friends, and contribute to a team. Many activities teach time management and prioritization, skills that are very helpful later in life. All of these skills are very valuable. But it's also important to remember that young people need time to just be kids. They need time to play, explore, relax, and enjoy life without always preparing for the future. Adulthood will come soon enough. Balancing preparation for the future with the chance to enjoy youth is very important. Some young people have special talents or passions. They might be exceptional musicians, athletes, artists, or students. For them, after-school time often looks very different from their peers. They may have specialized coaching, travel to competitions or performances, or spend extra hours practicing. This can be exciting and fulfilling. For young people with real passion or talent, It makes sense to help them develop these skills. However, it is very important that this is what the young person truly wants. Sometimes, parents or adults push children into intensive training or competitive activities just because they have talent. If the child doesn't really enjoy it, this can lead to resentment instead of fulfillment. Supporting a child's genuine interests while encouraging balance in life is essential. Mentors and role models are also very important. A coach, music teacher, club leader, or adult in an after-school program can have a big impact. They provide guidance, encouragement, and support. They help young people discover their talents and potential. Adults in after-school programs have a responsibility to be supportive, caring, and ethical, focusing on the young person's growth, not just achievements. The best programs are led by adults who genuinely care about the young people they work with. Families also face common challenges when it comes to after-school activities. One challenge is when a child wants to quit an activity, like sports or music lessons, that requires a commitment and may cost money. Parents must decide whether to insist on finishing, which teaches responsibility, or allow quitting, which respects the child's choice. There is no perfect answer, but a fair approach is to let the child finish the current season or session and have a conversation about whether they want to quit because it is difficult or because they genuinely lost interest. Another challenge is when a young person wants to do everything. They might want to join a new activity, continue old activities, and spend time with friends. Saying yes to everything can lead to overcommitment, stress, and exhaustion. Parents can help by teaching their children to make thoughtful choices, understand limits, and say no when necessary to maintain balance. A third challenge is when there is a mismatch between what a young person wants to do and what is available or affordable. Some activities may not be offered nearby, or families may not be able to afford them. In these cases, it's important to find alternatives that still allow the child to explore their interests and develop skills. After-school time is complex. It teaches life skills, develops talents, builds relationships, and shapes personal growth. But it also requires balance, guidance, and understanding from both adults and young people themselves. Sometimes, a young person wants to take horseback riding lessons, learn a musical instrument, or join a special activity. But these things often cost a lot of money. Families have to make difficult decisions about what they can afford, what to prioritize, and how to handle the disappointment when a desired activity isn't possible. There's no single right answer. What matters most is honesty and open communication about these limitations. This is better than creating resentment or financial problems. Looking at the long-term impact, research shows that young people who have meaningful after-school experiences, whether structured activities like sports or music or informal social time, tend to do better in many areas of life. They often have better academic outcomes, stronger social skills, improved mental health, and overall better life outcomes. Interestingly, the specific activity is less important than the quality of the experience. What matters most is engagement, meaningful relationships, support, challenge, and a sense of community. Young people who feel supported, successful, and part of a group are more likely to thrive. On the other hand, overscheduled, stressed, or unsupported young people often struggle. When adults look back on their own childhoods, many of the most cherished memories are not about academic achievements. They often come from after-school activities, free play with friends, music lessons, sports, hobbies, or unstructured time. What made these experiences valuable was often not achievement itself, but enjoyment, social connection, and freedom to be themselves. Remembering this can help adults focus on creating after-school experiences that prioritize genuine engagement, well-being, and fun, rather than only achievement. Thinking about the future of after-school time, young people need more than academics to thrive. They also need physical activity to stay healthy, creative expression through music, art, or other activities, social connections with friends and communities, opportunities to discover interests and strengths, time to rest, relax, and decompress, experiences of success and failure, and learning to recover, guidance from supportive adults. After-school time is an important part of developing confidence, capability, and a sense of purpose. How we structure this time, the opportunities we provide, and the messages we send about its value significantly affect young people's growth and well-being. Finally, after-school time is not one size fits all. What works for one young person may not work for another. Some thrive on a full schedule of activities, while others thrive on mostly unstructured time. Some are motivated by competition and achievement, while others are motivated by creativity and self-expression. Some are team players, others prefer working alone. Some need structure and guidance, while others do best with autonomy. The key is to understand each young person as an individual, honor their personality and preferences, and create after-school experiences that truly support their well-being and development. This requires communication between young people, parents, educators, and activity leaders, flexibility, and a willingness to adjust as needed. The goal is not just achievement or building a resume. It is to help young people grow into capable, confident, caring, and interesting human beings.